That's no ordinary scenario. That's Hell in a Cell.
Boston on Sunday, October 30th.
That cell door slams you, you're locked inside it.
The fear is real. For the first time ever in Boston, it's WWE Hell in a Cell.
Heed my words. The scars you will not heal from, the scars that will haunt you for a lifetime, are the emotional wounds that will not heal.
It's WWE Hell in a Cell, live in Boston Sunday, October 30th. Tickets are available.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Football fans, welcome to Week 8 of NFL. Moving the line here at downtown Melrose, Massachusetts. 02176, the zip code of champions. Here are your hosts, as always, Lou Saban and John Morgan.
This is Lou Saban tuning in here, guys. I just want to let you know I've got my hands full with today's show.
Should we have a disclaimer today?
I've showed up. I would just like all of you out there to note that I've showed up completely sober and very responsible. We have quite a wild card in producer Dan today. He had back surgery yesterday, and he's all hopped up on goofballs right now, and the things that are coming out of his mouth are questionable at best.
Yeah. It's I don't know what he's on right now, but it's sure entertaining.
That can be said even on a good day for me. So we'll see what happens tonight.
And hopefully that's the last we hear from him, but I highly doubt it. John just
fair
told me,
warning.
John looks beautiful, but he's got a lot of crazies going on in his head right now, so I'm going to try to do the best I can, and the best that I can is talking about Geno Smith.
It's your boy.
Yeah, he's my boy. Good. You know what? I just want to say good night, sweet prince. It was short, but I loved watching him. But he's gone now.
I don't know how I was able to pull out the win against you. Your quarterback lasted a week. I mean, a quarter?
Yeah, we'll talk about the Ryan Fitzpatrick challenge in the second segment today, but he lasted one quarter, and Brock Osweiler still horrible for 4 quarters, still so horrible. But Geno Smith, I'm going to miss him. John, am I ever going to get another opportunity to bet against Geno Smith?
Well, maybe you permanently killed him. You talked about him. You killed him.
Oh, no, I killed Geno Smith.
It's a reoccurring trend.
Is that my fault?
Yeah, it's your fault.
I talked a lot about Geno Smith. And I do believe I gave Matt Forte an over-under of 8.5 weeks. So Matt Forte is due to be hit by a bus.
Yeah, his time's coming.
But, John, I got a bone to pick with you, John.
Uh-oh. What
endless needling over Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
But he did pretty good this week.
I thought he had a really good game. What did I say? I sent you a text right before the game. What did I say?
I don't remember.
He's going to have a big... Lou never remembers the things when I'm right.
Why would I?
He's going to have a big week. And he did.
He was very good this week, and he helped me out a lot. But, John, you needled me so much about Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. I've got a question for you.
Okay.
Do you need to lodge a formal apology right now for your Browns love in the beginning of the season? Is it time for you to lodge a formal apology?
No.
No?
No.
You picked them for 5 wins.
Yeah, was it 4 or 5? 4 or
5.
5. The only reason why I'm not going to apologize is because look at what happened to him. I mean, they have no quarterback. The quarterback's dead. No Josh Gordon. He's dead. I mean, injuries.
John, you said I like the Browns.
I said I like the Browns for 5 wins.
I like RG3.
Am I wrong so little amount of the time that you have to make up stuff?
I've been holding on to this for weeks because I'm a nice guy. I haven't said anything about it, but I think you should apologize for your Browns call.
No.
Apologize to the general public.
Not yet.
Fine,
5 wins. Definitely looks like you're going to be wrong. They might have 0 wins. I don't know.
Well, John's taking the coward's way out, but that's not unusual for him.
I'm going to go with that.
Anyways, speaking about awful, how about that Seahawks-Cards game? My God.
I thought it was only awful at the end. I mean, there was a lot of good defense there. I like watching defensive games. The kicking game, that was awful.
It was horrible.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about overtime rules? Do you like the overtime rules?
I got to tell you, when it gets into overtime and my team isn't playing, I don't give a fuck. That game has already been going on for 4 hours.
Yeah.
My God. And that game was, I did not want to see a second more of that game. I thought the game was horrible.
I like the game. Like I said, I like defense. I like watching 2 defensive teams play. But watching the kicking game, the last few possessions, that was bad. That was bad to watch. That was some poor kicking.
So I'm going to make an analogy to hockey right now. A lot of hockey fans, hockey purists, they shit all over the shootout. I personally love the shootout. The shootout's great. But they're always like, how do you decide a hockey game and not hockey, blah, blah, blah. blah. I'm like, they had a million hours to decide this game with hockey, and they didn't. So now you got to finish this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think the shootout's entertaining, but I'm with them. I don't think it should be in hockey. It should be in the Olympics, maybe. I mean,
I love it. I love watching the shootout. I think it's awesome. It's amazing. But if they wanted to settle it with hockey, they had 4 hours previous to do it. And maybe we should think of a way for football to do that.
I mean,
like
no.
after overtime.
No. What? Have some
like
sort
a
of
40-yard
contest?
sprint? Yeah, or
no.
like throw the ball through the tires?
See, I think it should be. I think it should be longer. I think they should have a whole quarter to play and see what happens.
Ugh,
I mean, the old overtime rule was really bad. First team to score wins. That's just not fair.
Yeah.
I mean, you go into a game, it's tied up, especially a playoff game. 2 teams. I mean, that's not a true winner. So I mean, just go with full-fledged and have another quarter.
Well, I am all about getting that game over. So if we can find some sort of crazy competition to end the game like a shootout, I'm
One-handed catch contest.
arm wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Or bench press Who wouldn't want to see a bench press competition to end a football game?
Back to your love of fantasy before reality sports.
Yeah, that'd be awesome though, wouldn't it?
No.
No,
Disagree.
Anyways, what was all right, so Eagles-Vikings, was that a good game or a bad game?
That was an ugly football game.
It was ugly,
what
but
was it,
entertaining.
five turnovers in the first?
5 turnovers in the first 10 minutes of the game. It was unbelievable.
Sam Bradford came back to reality.
We killed him.
Yeah. Well, we knew it was coming. I didn't think it was coming this week, though.
Yeah. So who was it? Oh, it was my friend Phil Rivetto from Albuquerque, New Mexico. You killed Sam Bradford because he brought us the question.
Yeah, he was the one that did it.
You jinxed Sam Bradford.
It seemed everybody we talk about ends up just sucking. But, I mean, he had no interceptions going into the game. He had to come back down to reality at some point.
He did, and we jinxed him hard. I ended up making a pretty good call in that game, so that went well for me.
Yeah. You had what, do you have 6 points in that game?
Yeah. And I honestly, I'm not going to say I expected the Philly to win outright, or not much less smash.
I was very
Minnesota.
surprised that they won that game outright. I mean, how good do you think Philly is?
So they've had a big win against Pittsburgh, which, oh man, who knows what Pittsburgh is?
I think Pittsburgh's. I mean,
Are they still the second best team in the AFL? AFC.
It all depends on how long his injury is going to be.
Yeah.
If he can come back, if they're healthy for the playoffs, they're one of the most dangerous teams in the AFC.
John, I'm going to ask you this on air. Did you see? I just saw it before I came in here. It was a little video pre-Pat Steelers game. Ben Roethlisberger in street clothes
jersey?
goes up. Oh my
Yeah,
God!
yeah,
He
that was
asked Tom Brady for a jersey.
Yeah.
It made me well up a little bit.
I think a lot of players do that. You know, I think a lot of players they trade off autographs and stuff like that. They're fans of the other players just as much as we are.
I don't discuss your interesting autograph collection sometime.
I collect autographs.
Yeah.
That's
Very
one of my
popular.
hobbies.
So you should discuss it.
Oh yeah, I think we're doing that right now. I guess, right?
John, you're a big collectible guy, right?
Just sports autographs.
Okay, so I was a big
And his pigs.
yeah.
There we go. Yeah, I have a nice collection of those at home too. Yeah.
But I collected like comic books and baseball cards when I was a kid. But
Yeah, I did too.
I didn't. I kind of stopped because the
collected-
market fell apart on it.
Yeah. Oh, I think when we were kids, baseball cards. They made so many of them. They're not worth anything now.
They hoard the baseball
Yes.
cards out. Anything after
Perfect.
1989 or so.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Perfect
go
way
to
to
a Red
describe
Sox
it.
game at the tables where they sell the T-shirts and stuff. You can get packs of baseball cards, tops, Don Russ Flair for 50 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I collected comic books, and the 90s, especially the early 90s, was a big boom in comic books. So I would buy all this gold embossed edition signed by the blah, blah, blah. But it doesn't fucking matter when you make 7 million of them. It doesn't matter.
I never liked comic books. It was something I was never into. I was always into sports related things.
Yet another thing that does not help me get laid ever, and but I can't stop doing it. Anyways, nobody cares about that. What I want to talk about right now is Red Zone. So I cut the cord with cable. I got rid of cable. Fuck you, Comcast.
Couldn't afford it anymore.
Comcast can fuck off. That's also true. But I found a way.
I cannot say that name legally.
We're getting a lot of damn.
All right, so
in this episode.
blank can fuck off.
No. I can't. You guys can.
Okay.
So
I
anyways,
have to call it Commercial Street.
but I have been illegally streaming the games. It's so easy to find. So I found Red Zone. I was watching Red Zone. Red Zone's unbelievable. Never seen it before. No commercials. It's great.
Like we were talking about before, Red Zone was free on Comcast the first year, and so everybody could watch it, get hooked on it, then order it. I couldn't get into it.
No?
I didn't like the jumping around from game to game. I don't know, something about it just didn't like it.
I really like it.
I like the DirecTV better. The DirecTV, all the games. I'd rather have something like that.
I like it especially because there's no commercials, because there's nothing with no commercials anymore.
Right.
So it was great, but I was watching Red Zone. I have never seen so many turnovers in games as there were for like the first quarter of the 1 o'clocks.
Yeah, I felt, no, obviously I don't have the statistic, but I just felt like there were so many turnovers this week.
Turnovers.
One after another. I was watching, flipping back and forth on my phone, all the games and stuff, and next thing you know, a team had the ball. A second later, they didn't have the ball anymore. I was like, what is going on in this football game? Turnovers every game.
Yeah, it was crazy. But anyways, I'm like, a million years late to it, but I really enjoyed the Red Zone. It's good. And fuck you, Comcast. I got rid of you, and I can still watch all the games for free.
There you go.
Probably shouldn't be saying this on air, but I did it. Anyway, so.
You're just a little fish.
I'm such a little fish. So I want to talk about the San Diego Chargers right now, and they are hot as a pistol.
Those are 2 big wins in a row.
In Denver. And they were home for Denver and in Atlanta.
Yes.
And they beat Atlanta. Very close game. Not a close game in Denver, but a very close game in Atlanta.
They have another match. I think this week they're playing at Denver again, correct?
Denver again, yes, at Denver.
I think that's going to be a totally different football game.
You think so?
Yeah. I don't think they're going to make it 3 weeks in a row.
Well, there's such like an up and down team. All right, Johnny, are the Chargers good?
I think they are good. That's it. They're
Good?
not great. I mean, I think their offense is really good, but their defense, they're letting up way too many points. They're not a contender by all means.
They've got, let's see. Let's look at their schedule.
I like Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, you sure do. So they're at Denver, home for the Titans, home for the Dolphins, at Texas, home for the Bucks, at Carolina, home for the Raiders, at Cleveland, and home for the Chiefs. That's like not an unbelievably hard schedule, but it's not an unbelievably easy schedule.
I think they're like a right around 500 football team.
You think 8-8?
I think they're right around 500. Yeah.
Would you give them 9-7?
They could. I mean, like I said, they're right around 500.
Yeah. Are they right around 500?
I don't know how many more times you want me to say it there, buddy.
What about 7 and 9?
Yeah, right around 500, guys.
What if they went 8-7-1?
Now we're just having a lot of fun here, aren't we?
Seattle went in at 7-8-1.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I like them for 9-7. Johnny, you got a topic you want to talk about right now. You got more Josh Brown?
Josh Brown. What is the NFL doing? Is this a replay of the Ray Rice incident?
Yeah, boy, they just get
the court of public opinion, and they go and suspend a player, and then the public gets all upset about it, and now they're going to revisit the situation again. Now, not to say that he shouldn't have been suspended for more than a game, but can't they just get it right the first time? Like, what's going on with them?
Well, here's what it says to me. First of all, in law, we call this double jeopardy. You get one bite at the apple. You can't just try somebody twice. No. But this, to me, shows a very dangerous trend. It just shows to me that there are so many things swept under the rug within the NFL, and just some things are coming out.
Look, these are just 2 incidents that we've heard about: the Ray Rice situation, the Josh Brown situation, Hardy situation.
Yeah.
They're not hard on
every steroids conviction.
They're not hard on domestic violence. They have proven it over and over again. They care more about other things. They care more about Deflategate.
Their interest is into acting like it never happened.
Right.
So they cover it up.
And like Ozzie Newsome said with the Ray Rice thing, when the NFL said, well, we didn't see the tape, we had to reevaluate situations, Ozzie Newsome said,
pure
you
lies.
saw it.
Yeah, pure lies.
Which it was nice to see somebody stand up and actually be honest about it. But they did it again with Josh Brown. The owner did it again. The NFL did it again. They can have as many pink ribbons out there as they want. But they aren't actually doing anything about it.
So I'm like happy and unhappy about it. I'm happy because maybe this will lead some of the things that they've covered up for years to be uncovered. But I'm unhappy. It's tougher and tougher to lie and cheat and steal these days, John. That's making my life much more difficult.
I mean, wouldn't you actually I'm trying to take the question partially seriously? I mean,
I took half seriously.
Wouldn't you actually think that the Ray Rice situation would make them stop? It's not even going to change. It's not going to change. They're going to keep trying to sweep things under the rug and think they can get away with it.
Well, I just guess it's the dollar rules in America, and as long as they keep literally bringing in money by the wheelbarrow full, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, this is a kicker too. So now they place their priority on a kicker over domestic violence. It's not even like he's a Tom Brady type of quarterback.
So here's
Dan's kicking his leg.
It's weird. Here's the only solution I can think of. So when For whatever reason, Congress got really, really mad about steroids in the late 90s and early 2000s, and they used the piece of leverage that they have legally over Major League Baseball. The reason why there aren't a whole bunch of like super successful baseball leagues out there is they get an exemption from antitrust and monopoly rules. And they threatened if you don't address a lot of these steroids things, we're going to withdraw your anti-monopoly and antitrust exemption. So they moved. So maybe if Congress goes in there and like, if you don't address this domestic abuse situation, which is rampant and you are covering it up, we're going to take a look at your antitrust exemption.
Yeah, maybe that could work. I mean, you talk about steroids. Actually, I'm going to leave that one alone. I'm not going to jump to that. Moving on.
Yeah.
Enough about the NFL and Josh Brown and this whole thing.
What else you got, Johnny? What else you got?
We talk about the Patriots game?
Oh, well, we think we want to talk about J.J. Watt first, though, right?
J.J. Watt, that's a good one. So J.J. Watt, how important is he to that team? So with J.J. Watt, their defense is averaging 17.6 points. Without J.J. Watt, 25.25 points.
So, wow, he's worth 8 points.
That's a big number.
You know what? I'm ashamed of how long it took me to
that was
subtract 25, 17 from 25. That's terrible.
The question wasn't so much about the points there, Lou.
We've told you this, John.
Over your head a little
I've
bit.
told you this, John. Addition I can do. Subtraction is fucking
it's
hard.
tough
all right?
for you. It's
Subtraction is hard.
Aaron Rodgers equals win.
Yeah, right. Did this week. Anyway.
That's Lou's math.
Yeah, J.J. Watt is really good. I'm not a big fan of J.J. Watt, but he's an unbelievable player.
Oh, you might not be a fan of him, but you cannot take away how good a football player is.
Yeah.
I mean, think of what they're doing here. So you have J.J. Watt, who demands double coverage, and he can break through double coverage a lot of times.
Right.
So now you don't have J.J. Watt. You have somebody else getting double covered. Essentially, him being hurt is being taken away to your best pass rushers.
It's crazy.
So that's showing the difference right there. And Osweiler needs a good defense behind him to last.
What do they do with Osweiler? He is horrendous.
I think Osweiler's to blame. I think the defense is to blame, and I think O'Brien's to blame for this. The defense, because they're creating a long field now for Osweiler. Osweiler hardly ever gets the ball at short field anymore, like you used to with a good defense.
Yep.
And O'Brien is having such a vanilla playbook with Osweiler. It's a quarterback can't last like that. 27 minutes in the game last week.
Yeah.
Before you ran a play-action play.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just sending your quarterback out there on third down to drop every time, and what do you think's going to happen?
Right. And it's
so
ugly.
He's not all to blame for it.
No. Well, so kind of on a different level, I was reading again about Garoppolo, reading how they're talking about his trade value right now, and once again, it's probably a first and a second, and probably more than that.
Yep.
But would Belichick trade for a first-round draft pick, or would he just demand your next 5 years of second-round draft picks?
Well, in the past, I would say
he hates first-round draft picks.
In the past, I would say he would take that first-round draft pick and then trade it to other teams for like a second and third-round picks.
Yeah.
But ever since that they changed the money with the draft picks, that they limited compensation, he has no problem taking first-round picks anymore, and he doesn't trade back as much as he used to.
Okay.
So I think that's changed a little bit. It's not as drastic as it used to be. So I think he'd welcome a first-round draft pick, especially with Jamie Collins, Hightower, Butler all being free agents. I don't know if we're going to be able to sign them all, so we're going to need these draft picks.
Yeah. Well, Johnny, you want to talk about
the
best teams?
Where do you think he's going to go? Where do you think Garoppolo's going to go?
Oh, I don't give a fuck as long as we get some draft picks for him.
Where do you think? I got a list of some teams.
Cleveland. I've always said Cleveland.
Cleveland?
Yeah.
Possibly Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Who else we got? Texans, maybe, if Osweiler sucks. 49ers. I mean, I think the Browns...
Osweiler's got a lot of guaranteed money,
The Browns have a lot of history with the Patriots.
They have a history of taking our shitty cast-offs and having them be shitty for them.
It wouldn't
all
shock
of our
me.
coaches. They took all our coaches.
Could you ever see McDaniels going to the Browns to be their coach and then trading for Garoppolo?
Oh, sure.
Could you ever see that scenario?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I don't think McDaniels would go to the Browns, but...
I hope he doesn't leave, but a team's going to give him a huge offer this year.
All right, Johnny wants to talk about who's good in this league.
So
right now.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Let's hear it.
You asked me 2 weeks ago.
Okay, what is the question?
You asked me if the Dallas Cowboys were the best team in the NFC.
Ooh.
So what do you think?
Are the Cowboys the best team in the NFC? I still feel like I want to say, even though I still want to say Seahawks. Because
Really?
I feel like Russell Wilson's knee is going to get better, hopefully.
Yeah.
And I think Russell Wilson's knee is just destroying their offense right now.
Okay, so you think they're the second best team?
In the NFC, I think that
You have them over the Vikings right now?
I feel like the Vikings are going to fade in the second half.
Okay.
I feel like the defense is going to stay strong, but the offense is going to I feel like the offense is going to hold them down a lot.
I think the running game's going to come back to bite them.
I would say I don't know, who's better, Vikings or boys? You like Vikings.
I do like the Vikings.
Would you have boys 3?
I do see what you're saying about the Vikings fading because I think the running game is going to hurt them. I mean, without Peterson, they have McKinnon.
We
and
know that those two
Asiata.
guys are not good. We know that they're not
They
good.
can't hang.
Yeah.
So you have a really good defense, great defense, especially at home. You have a couple good wide receivers, decent quarterback. We're still not quite sure what Bradford's going to be yet.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they have enough weapons to maintain this the whole year. But their defense is beast.
Who's their best offensive player? Is it Sam Bradford, I guess?
Bradford's their quarterback. You got Diggs,
preseason, I would have said
Patterson.
Stephon Diggs, but I have some choice words for him later
Yeah.
in a certain segment. Because he sucks right now.
They have a good amount of decent players.
Yeah.
That's what you say, decent. They don't have that standout player that they can. They don't have Peterson anymore to hand the ball off to. So I mean, they're running out of weapons.
So the reason why I say Seahawks, the last 5 years, I read this stat. Here's 5 numbers that I saw in an ESPN stat: 2, 1, 1, 1, 3. And what those 5 numbers represent is their defensive ranks over the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And I think their defense is still really good this year.
Their defense is really good.
So I had to pick an
their
NFC
defense
team,
is more than really good.
yeah, if I had to pick an NFC team, I think I'm sticking with the Seahawks right now.
Okay. So you have. Let me get this straight. You have the Cowboys at second best team, maybe third.
2 or 3. Yeah.
Okay. But you still think Tony Romo is going to take the job when he comes back?
I do. Yeah, I do.
What are your reasons behind it?
I just think Jerry
Is
Jones
it all
loves
about the
Tony
money,
Romo.
or
I think that Dak Prescott is going to start declining very soon, and I've been saying that all year.
that's fine. That's well and good. But if he's not, like I'm saying, if Tony Romo's ready right now, and
Which he's not.
and if he was, and Dak Prescott is playing the way he is, so he comes in and plays this week if he's ready.
I would say that Jerry Jones would say, "Oh, we're taking it slow," and give Dak another week with
You
the
have to.
expectations.
I think you have to keep
Even
playing
if he
him.
was ready.
I mean, you have to keep playing him.
Yeah.
Look at what he's doing. I mean, you can't take a guy out who's doing this good, and he may decline. Who knows?
I think he will.
But right now, I don't see how you can do it. I mean, but look who they've played. They've played the Skins, the Bears, the 49ers, the Bengals, and the Packers was a really good win last week.
Yeah.
But strength of schedule isn't really there. Can't blame it on them, though. They're going to play who they're going to play. So, but they're winning who they're – I don't know.
You know what
I don't see how you can take Dak Prescott out.
I think that they will. I think Jerry Jones loves Tony Romo, and I think that I bet I could pick Dak Prescott this week to have a subpar performance.
Yeah, well, I mean, if
I don't even know who they're playing.
If Romo's ready in 3 weeks and Dak Prescott has a bad next 3 games, yeah, of course I could see them taking him out.
Versus Eagles.
But at this point right now, today, if he was ready, no, you can't take him out.
I got to tell you, I think Eagles might be a good pick this week. But anyways, nobody cares about that bullshit. We care about the Patriots. Let's talk Patriots right now. One thing that I want to talk about is spoiled Patriots fans complaining. Okay, so we won. The game was never in doubt this week.
No.
But all I'm hearing from all my friends who are texting me is, oh, the defense sucks. Our third down defense is bad, blah, blah. Defense is garbage. I just have a stat for you. So if you take out the teams who haven't had byes yet, we have the number 1 scoring defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
And all I'm hearing all the time is my friends like how awful our defense is, blah, 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 complaining. I think it's just spoiled Pats fans complaining.
Our defense is far from awful.
Yeah.
Our defense is one of the best defenses in the AFC. We just, you know how it's Boston fans. We always find something to complain about. That's
Especially
just
with the
how it is.
Patriots. So
That's how it is.
spoiled. We're like, if they're not number 1 in every category in the league, we're going to complain about it.
Like
It's ridiculous.
Brady didn't have this monster huge game,
Yeah.
so it's like, they're disappointed about it. They didn't get what they were expecting, but we won. We keep winning. That's what we're going to do.
And that game was never in doubt. Did we win by as much as I thought we would? No, but it was still a convincing win. And one of the reasons why Brady didn't have that monster game is there's a lot of big drops in that game. Like Edelman had a really bad drop on third down.
Edelman, 9 catches for 60 yards. And
Is that a good game, John?
I don't know. I mean,
It's progress.
yeah, but I think he's going to find the end zone eventually. He's going to keep getting the ball. It's only a matter of time, I think, before he turns it around and starts putting up. See, what's the problem really? Fantasy? Is it real life or fantasy? Because he's making first down catches.
Yeah.
He's just not getting in the end zone.
Well, the reason was I think he isn't breaking that first tackle to get the yards after the catch that he has in previous seasons.
I'm not sure if he's 100% healthy either.
Okay.
I mean, he's had the foot problem all year. Who knows how healthy he is?
Yeah.
So that could be a factor too.
But it's the biggest problem is we have so many mouths to feed on the offense, and it's an embarrassment of riches. And Josh McDaniels has got a huge amount of choices in any kind of offense you want to run.
Amendola didn't have a catch either this week.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we have a lot of weapons. And personally, I don't care who scores. As long as we're scoring,
Yeah,
it doesn't
exactly.
matter to me, whether it be Bennett, Gronk, White, Blunt. I don't care how we score a touchdown, as long as we score the touchdowns.
Yeah, he's got so many options, and it's awesome. Speaking of Gronk, man, has Brady thrown a better pass in that dime piece he threw to Gronkowski?
Unbelievable. Gronk running downfield. As soon as he turns around, the ball is right there, right in his hands.
And I was watching football with my buddy Jamie, and they just line up, and you see him in the slot there. I was like, this is a touchdown to Gronk. There's no. How many times have we seen that play?
Was perfect
He runs
route.
that tiniest of skinny posts.
Yep.
Right there, and bingo, right over the touchdown. Can't stop. Perfect pass. It was absolutely amazing.
But he also played a huge role in the run game. I don't know how much of attention you paid to it. I'm getting excited. I'm stuttering again. His blocking is like another offensive lineman. I mean, that's a reason why Blunt had such a good game, too.
And that's you know who that comes from. That's all Belichick right there. He makes them, Martellus Bennett even said at the beginning of the season, oh no, he said in that crazy outside the lines
E60,
thing,
yeah.
the E60 thing, where he's like, I am a 3-point stance tight end. I block. I'm full. I was like, I'd love to hear that,
Yeah.
So they're team players, and it's good. And, you just mentioned running, but LeGarrette Blount is crushing right now.
Yeah, that was a big game for him. Now, I've said it before. I don't think he's had that good of a season, as far as his average yards per carry. I mean, they're giving him the football, so he's getting yards. But this football game was a really, really good game for him. I think it was the best game of the year.
So this is crazy. If you had to guess what rank he is for fantasy running backs, what would you say?
Third, maybe?
Wow, no, he's 6th. I thought you were going to guess much lower than that, but he's 6th. Out of all the running backs in football, he's the 6th ranked.
Well, the only reason why I say that, he's getting in the end zone, and they're giving him the ball, so he's getting yards. His yards per carry is not high. He was under 4 before this game. This game, he had like 5.8 yards per carry, so he might be over 4 now.
Yeah.
What's he? Do you have it in front of you? Maybe he's around 4.1, 4.2.
I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
Well,
get the computer in front of you.
I'm working on it. LeGarrette Blount. Let's see, I got him right here.
He was under 4 before this game, so I'm going to assume he jumped up to around 4.1, 4.2.
Yeah, 4 even.
4 even
right now. Yeah, he's at 4 even.
So 4 yards a carry is not a good season for an NFL running back. They're just handing him the football a lot. So he's getting a lot of yards. He's getting a lot of touches in the red zone. I mean, that's why. I mean, let's not mistake it for like an amazing season.
Yeah, but he's putting up points. If you're a fantasy guy like me and Johnny, what more can you ask for?
Well, you got him, so you really like him.
Yeah, I got him in both leagues. But we got Bills this week. A lot of people is thinking this could throw a monkey wrench in our plans. I think it's a trap game. What do you think?
No, I don't think we're losing.
I think we're
going
to
to
decimate.
I don't think we're losing
Bills.
2 games to the Bills.
There's no way we get swept by the Bills, right?
We had Brissett starting for us.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Both you and I agreed that was a throwaway game. This has been a throwaway segment because we talk Patriots and news. We're going to come back at you with a little bit of fantasy talk.
Up next, we continue with more NFL Moving the Line, all the fantasy news that's fair to air.
You already know Kowloon Restaurant, established in 1950 and spanning 4 generations, serves a multi-Asian menu. Did you also know that Kowloon Restaurant is New England's premier Asian dining and entertainment complex, serving Cantonese, Szechuan, Thai, and Polynesian cuisine? And did you know that Kowloon Restaurant is also the home of the finest Japanese sushi? If you haven't dined at Kowloon Restaurant lately, then you simply haven't dined at Kowloon. Kowloon Restaurant, Route 1 North in Saugus.
That's no ordinary scenario. That's Hell in a Cell.
Boston on Sunday, October 30th.
That cell door slams, you're locked inside it.
The fear is real. For the first time ever in Boston, it's WWE Hell in a Cell.
Heed my words. The scars you will not heal from, the scars that will haunt you for a lifetime, are the emotional wounds that will not heal.
It's WWE Hell in a Cell, live in Boston Sunday, October 30th. Tickets are available.
Welcome back to Week 8 of NFL Moving the Line. Here are your hosts, Lou Saban and John Morgan.
Welcome back, jerks. Lou Saban. We got John Morgan. Say hi, John.
Fantasy time.
It's fantasy time.
I got a question for you.
What do you got? Before we go?
Before we jump into fantasy,
Gotcha.
I
What do
got
you
a
got?
college football question for you. So, you know how much I love Michigan football. Longtime Michigan football fan. That's my college team.
Yep.
How good is that defense?
Yeah, I think Ohio State lost this week, but Big Ten looks very good this year.
So Michigan, their opponents so far, their strength of schedule is nowhere near some of the other teams.
Yeah.
So it's a little hard to gauge right now how good that defense is, but people are talking like possibly the best in history.
Do you think they're a better defense than Alabama has right now? Alabama's defense is unbelievable.
This year, I think yes, Michigan's defense is better than Alabama's.
I don't know. Boy,
I can't say that they're the best defense in history. That's a little too going too far. But I think they're definitely up there, and we have to wait and see. I think we have to wait to see their other opponents, how good their other opponents are, to really see how good their defense is.
Yeah.
But thank you for no input there. I appreciate that.
Nothing. Nothing. Well, I don't. I think that their defense is good. I think Alabama's is better.
I'm biased.
I think Alabama's defense is better.
I'm biased. I'm a huge Michigan fan, so I wanted to see an unbiased opinion.
You know what's crazy thing about Alabama? They're not losing anybody. They're bringing like all their players back next year because they're all freshmen, like all freshmen. That's crazy.
Oh, it's a machine.
Well, anyways, talking fantasy. Before we do fantasy, got a couple questions from some listeners here. We got my buddy Jamie. He lives in Brighton. He wants to know how unfair is it for DeAndre Hopkins to have Brock Osweiler as his quarterback? He says, basically, my question is, how did that skinny white boy who sucks dick at football get a $70 million contract? I'm guessing Jamie has him on his fantasy team.
Yeah, you might have him.
That's probably the reason there.
First part of the question, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
There's always good receivers. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's whatever. The other part, $70 million, unfortunately, that happens all the time,
Yes,
too.
with quarterbacks, too. Especially with quarterbacks.
They just hand out money, and I don't know how he got that kind of a deal. No way he should have got that deal. It's an example of overpaying because there's nobody out there in the market.
Mike Lombardi says, he's on Fox, he says that it's like the Lufthansa heist from Goodfellas, what Brock Osweiler did to the Texans. That's brilliant. So he's brilliant. Okay, so Ben from Cleveland, who's my buddy from Cleveland, and I just want to tell a quick story here because Stipe...
Lose Cleveland days, Dan.
Yeah. Stipe Miocic won the UFC heavyweight title in, I don't know, April or May or something like that. And my buddy Ben, he's from Cleveland. He's never seen a winner. Stipe Miocic is the heavyweight title winner. And like kind of as a joke, just to kind of make him feel better, he's like, hey, you got the heavyweight champion. It's going to be year of Cleveland. This could be the year of Cleveland.
Yeah.
And it's the year of Cleveland.
Yeah.
So I cannot wait for my year of Cleveland royalties to start rolling in at any point. But I want to say I called it in May or April or whenever it happened. But
you're supposed to kill teams when you talk about them, though. So you can't get credit. I'm sorry.
Well, I guess I kind of killed whatever monkey was on Cleveland's back. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe.
But Ben from Cleveland wants to know, does the NFL suck now?
Oh, that's a stupid question. Why would
Sorry, Ben, stupid question.
Why would the NFL suck?
Well, a lot of people say it sucks now.
Yeah, I don't think it sucks. I think people are getting a little too, I don't know the word for it.
Spoiled?
Maybe. It's so frustrating. Just because they're trying to take away concussions, and I don't like some of the ways that they're doing it, but it doesn't make it horrible. It doesn't make it shitty to watch. I mean, is it a little less exciting? Yeah. I'll give you that. But it's not that drastic where you're going to say it's horrible. No.
So I'm going to answer this question. Ben from Cleveland, my team's amazing, and I get to watch them every week, so eat a dick.
Yeah, maybe it's just horrible for you. I mean, that team's horrible this year, but that's it.
Football's been great for us for like 16 straight years.
Yeah,
so
I can't complain about it.
So anyways, fantasy talk. I won. John won. I squeaked one out. John blew one out. I think John was great. That's improper choice of words.
I've officially taken the lead in total points.
There you go. John's team is going crazy. I squeaked one out because of Aaron Rodgers and LeGarrette Blount. I barely won, but John won by a large margin. John won. Big reason why John won. Melvin Gordon.
Big game.
So, are you aware that he is running for 3.3 yards carry this year? He sucks.
Yeah, it's so weird.
He's not a good running back.
He is getting a lot of touchdowns. He has his receptions. He's got some yards receiving. But, yeah, he's had some big games, though. He's had some big
just a million
games.
Touchdowns.
Yeah,
didn't he not score a touchdown last year or something?
No touchdowns last year.
Like zero, right?
Zero, yep.
So,
and he's gotten more touches since Woodhead's gone down.
Yeah.
So that's helped him in fantasy.
So I would say that, you know what, Johnny? I'm going to advise you to trade Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Why not?
I
the
just
touchdowns have got to come back to earth.
Yeah.
And he's not running well.
Maybe you're going to make me an offer? What are you thinking?
No, because I think he's going to regress. I don't want a guy who's going to be shitty.
You
All right, give me Dak Prescott and Melvin Gordon.
I have too much trouble right now in my running game. I don't know what to do.
I think everybody does. Running backs are just a mess.
I get Gurley, and I get Gordon's been doing great. But if I get rid of Gordon, I mean, I don't have much.
You're stuck with Gurley. What are you going to do with Gurley? You can't trade Gurley.
You know, despite having a couple guys on my team that really haven't performed, other guys have really picked up the slack. So,
well, speaking of running backs, there is a fantasy MVP right now, and I'm naming him right now. I think it's got to be Jay Ajayi.
Yeah,
he is
back-to-back 200-yard games.
Just not drafted in tons of leagues, on the waiver wire in almost every league, and picked up. And in fantasy football, it's the waiver wire that wins you your championship every year, because every year your
team gets hurt. Somebody does bad.
So you're going to have to win your games on the waiver wire.
There's always those, like, 2, 3, 4 guys that nobody expected that would have big years, and they pick them up, and that makes all the difference to your team.
Yeah. Well, so he's amazing. He's the fantasy MVP right now. What do you think?
Lately, right now, how many points does he have?
400 million, I think, is...
No, like, where does he rank in points? He's definitely the unexpected fantasy player.
So Jay Ajayi in our league is the ninth ranked running back right now. So, but two straight 200-yard games.
As far as guys go that you didn't expect, yes, he's MVP there. I would say
for where you drafted him, he's been totally amazing.
110th in our league. He was picked.
Yeah, so we have a very special Ryan Fitzpatrick challenge this week. The game that John and I play, because Jay Ajayi's good, and you have him, it's awesome. But we like rooting for the jerks who are just awful.
Yeah, we're going to pick the losers.
Yeah, we're picking the losers. So we pick every week what quarterback we think is going to do the worst this week. And John, he took a leg up on me. Unexpectedly took a leg up on me. He's up 4-3 in the Ryan Fitzpatrick challenge.
I don't know how I won that. Your QB played a quarter, and I
one quarter. Winning. Yeah, and Geno Smith. But you know what? I said on the show that mathematically you probably made the right choice.
Yeah.
But under no circumstances would I.
You had to go with him.
Yeah. I going to lose the ability to take Geno Smith? I regret nothing.
Out of how much shit you talked about Geno and your hatred for him, how do you not pick him?
I don't hate Geno. I love him. I love him because he's on the team's biggest rival and he's awful.
Speaking of Fitzpatrick, did you see his press conference?
No.
Oh my God. Well, my coach gave up on me. My ownership gave up on me.
I did see that.
But I didn't give up on me.
Yeah, boy. What a mess over there, huh? Just a mess of a team. So anyways, I'm going to pick one of my favorite guys to hate in the league for this week's Ryan Fitzpatrick challenge. I'm going Jay Cutler. His first week back, he's got Minnesota, really good defense, possibly the best cornerback in the league on Minnesota. And I just think his stupid haircut is going to lead him to some failure.
Do you find that people just love to root against Jay Cutler?
He's got that stupid face.
Not likable.
Yeah, he's got a very punchable face.
He does.
He's got that, like, he looks like all the villains in those, like, 80s, like, ski lodge movies.
He's just got that mopey look, too. He's just like,
Yeah. And as Martellus Bennett said, he's a bitch.
Yeah, I could never imagine listening to him in a huddle. Like, he's not a leader.
He's like an emo guy.
He's the total opposite of Brady. Like, Brady gets you jacked up for a game.
Yeah.
Like, you see him yelling. Sometimes he sounds like a woman when he yells, but it's great. And he gets you jacked up.
What did you just say about Tom Brady?
Cutler? I don't know how you can listen to that guy.
Mopey bitch at like a Taking Back Sunday concert.
Let's go, guys.
Paints his nails in the, with the swoopy hair. Fuck you, Jay Cutler. Well, anyways, I'm taking Jay Cutler.
Hot wife, though. Hot wife.
Yeah.
I am going to go with Blake Bortles.
Blake Bortles, a frequent guest here on the Ryan Fitzpatrick Challenge.
I want a little bit more rooting interest in the game tonight.
Okay.
So I need something to root for. So I'm going to go with Bortles.
I think you're right, John. Who the fuck can watch these games?
Yeah,
They're
I mean,
horrible.
I can watch any football game, but I mean, I see what you're saying. This is one of those games, Thursday night football game. This is example of ratings right here.
Yeah, I know, right? All right, so I'm going to go with Jay Cutler because I hate looking at him. And he's coming off an injury, and I think he's going to get smoked by Minnesota. And Johnson, who's
I like it. I like your pick.
And tonight we've got.
Bortles
can you
going against
imagine
Tennessee and Jacksonville?
The Jacksonville Jaguars and the Tennessee Titans are on prime time football.
This is what I'm going at with this.
Does the NFL suck?
No.
Okay.
No. Two things. One, Thursday night, Monday night football games. So many times, bad teams. I think one reason is because that the NFL might think it's a wash, and people are going to tune in anyway. So why waste a great game on it?
Yeah.
The other thing is that so many turnover in the NFL when it comes to playoff teams each year. If we could wait to make the schedule for those Thursday night games. Maybe not the Thursday night game, but the Monday night game is something that I think they could change. Maybe not Thursday, but Monday is something that I think they could change.
Yeah. So I'm beginning to. I think that rang true like 5-10 years ago. If it's a shitty game, I'm not watching the primetime games. I'm just not watching.
I can watch any football game.
Yeah. Well, anyways, so I got some things to get off my chest here. We're going to my very favorite segment of the week, and that's a segment that I like to call Fuck Right Off. Because every week there's somebody on your fantasy team who just kills you, who just scores 0 points, negative 20 points, or someone on the other team who just kills you. And we like to tell them to fuck off. Right, John?
We do. You love telling them to fuck off.
Yeah.
This is Lou's idea. Lou loves telling people to fuck off, getting his anger out on players who don't care anything about him.
People I've never met, have no interest in me, don't even know I exist. John, I want to have you go first because I'm going to yell for a while.
You know, my fantasy football team, again, did a good job. It's tough. The only person that is just killing me, and I just want to see him give me points, is Edelman. You know?
Yeah. Oh, you have Edelman.
I do.
Yeah.
And he's doing nothing for me. I mean, I'm winning in spite of him. I drafted Des Bryant. I drafted Edelman as my wide receivers.
And nothing out of either. Des is going to play this week, though, right?
Des is going to play this week.
Yeah.
They are killing me.
Des beat his mother up with a hat, I think, right? He did do that, wasn't it?
He hit her with a hat. And I think she's like 12 years older than him.
I think she's legitimately 13 years older than him.
Yeah, it's something scary like that.
It's very strange. So she gets the hat.
So I'm going to tell Des, you know what? I can't do it. I can't tell Edelman to fuck off. I love him
You
too
can tell
much.
Des to fuck off?
I will tell Des to fuck off.
All right, fuck you, Des Bryant.
But moving on, I want to hear Lou's laundry list of
Okay.
shit that he's going to say.
Well,
Because he should tell himself to fuck off because he picked a bad team. But
I did that last week. We were here.
Continue the trend.
Were you high last week?
Continue the
I
trend.
did that last week. So
Nobody needs to know about me being high. I like the gummy candies.
The gummy candies. So anyways, just because I won doesn't mean I'm not going to be not angry, you know? So I have a group of gentlemen on my team. We have Matt Jones, horrible. Cameron Meredith, awful. Stephon Diggs, and Amari Cooper. All four of them averaged 1 point.
Oh.
So you get that, and you're like, wow, Thursday game is over, and my week's already over. It's Thursday, and my week's over.
You don't start Matt Jones in the game I tell you to start.
I know.
He gets 20 points, and then you start him and he gets nothing.
I know, and he's terrible. Cameron Meredith, oh, my God. But I got to tell you, these guys scored 1 point apiece on average. So Johnny and I, we bartend a long time together, and right now it's the end of the night. And I am turning the lights on in the bar. You know, don't forget your jackets, your shoes, your phones, and no, sir, you can't take that to go. No, sorry, sir, you can't have one more. I don't care if you're staying in the hotel. Call a cab, call an Uber, call a fucking rickshaw. I don't care. Just drive safely, and don't forget to fuck off. Matt Jones, Cameron Meredith, Stephon Diggs, and Amari Cooper, you can all fuck off. Fuck off.
I think you need to find a way to get rid of Matt Jones.
I think just dump him. He's garbage. He's probably never going to play this
week. Do you
week.
realize you drafted Matt Jones in the same round I drafted Andrew Luck in?
I guess I do.
Yeah.
He's horrible. What do you
How
want me to
about
say?
that?
He's terrible. That's why he can fuck off. I can't. He's a Florida Gator, so it's tough for me to say that, but he's awful, and he can fuck off.
He really does suck.
Yeah.
He's playing like shit.
So that's fantasy, John. You got any more fantasy stuff?
That's all the fantasy I got.
So we're going to take a little break, and I got to tell you, John, I'm a little scared to throw it to break right now because who knows what's going to come out of producer Dan's
going to say
right now.
Like you
smiling.
said, we have a disclaimer.
Yeah. But anyways, they're both high as shit. So
don't include me in this. Don't include me in this.
All right, anyways, we got to hop up on goofballs. We're throwing it to break. We'll talk to you later for gambling.
Up next, we have more NFL moving the line. It's Halloween time. Forget about Negan when he was in Las Vegas. The man said there was only one dead zombie he wanted to shoot in the face with his gun, Myra Kraft. John Morgan is next as we continue to move the line.
You already know Kowloon Restaurant, established in 1950 and spanning 4 generations, serves a multi-Asian menu. Did you also know that Kowloon Restaurant is New England's premier Asian dining and entertainment complex, serving Cantonese, Szechuan, Thai, and Polynesian cuisine? And did you know that Kowloon Restaurant is also the home of the finest Japanese sushi? If you haven't dined at Kowloon Restaurant lately, then you simply haven't dined at Kowloon. Kowloon Restaurant, Route 1 North in Saugus.
Welcome back to Week 8 of NFL Moving the Line. It's gambling time. Here are your hosts, Lou Saban and John Morgan.
Lou Saban, John Morgan, I think the first order of business here is, I think we're going to have to ask producer Dan to defend himself on that.
I want to apologize on behalf of Dan because I don't think Dan will apologize for the horrible thing that he said.
Dan, speaking ill of the dead, Myra Kraft calling her a zombie. Defend yourself.
I don't care about speaking ill of the dead, Dan.
She might be happy if she was a zombie, if she's sitting in some tomb right now. But I don't know that to be true, but it's Halloween. So we need to have a little fun.
Dan likes to have fun.
Likes to have fun. Well, Dan, you're a terrible person. I don't think anybody did know that previously. John, what are your thoughts on this?
I want it to be over with. I want to move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
The question is, when you
I don't
want to
have
Vegas,
see, here it is. See?
Did you want to shoot Myra Kraft in the face with your gun like Negan on The Walking Dead?
No.
You did?
No. I have nothing
You
but
sure?
I have nothing but respect for the Crafts, the Patriots.
Yeah, he called her his sweet angel.
Yeah.
Do you think now that Robert, when he's at the Kraft...
All right, I'm going to cancel this. I'm just
Yep.
going to
See?
just
Told
whatever
ya.
he's going to say. I'm just canceling it.
You think he puts on the Jewish gimmick, the yarmulke, and
Oh my
starts to
God.
pray
Well,
for
this is
Myra?
getting cut anyway, so
And then,
this is-
then he says to his 12-year-old girlfriend, "Come blow me." You think with his Nike shoes?
well, there's no way this is staying in. So
Yeah, moving on.
He loves wearing his sneakers. He's very professional. Him and the Jew's son watch the games.
Oh, my God.
This is our Donald Trump locker room talk.
all right,
It's a
gambling.
disaster.
We're talking gambling here, so I gotta say. All right. Anyways, I gotta say, I feel like I did a good job calling that Philly game.
Yeah, it was good.
I did not expect them to win outright, but
No.
they mashed many.
Ugly game. I mean, I think that was the only way they had a chance. Obviously, when you have turnovers and stuff, that's going to increase your chance of winning. But that's the kick return, special teams, that stuff. Those kind of, I don't want to call them fluke plays, but I think that's the only way a team like Philly is going to beat Minnesota.
Sam Bradford was terrible.
Yeah,
in
it was really bad.
There was two separate occasions where they would turn it over, and on the next play, turn it right back over.
Yeah.
It was really ugly. But anyway, so we play a game here on Moving the Line called Moving the Line, where John Morgan, gambling expert, has been gambling for many years, and sometimes
I wasn't an expert this week, buddy. I was 4-5. Four wins, 5 losses this week.
Well, you picked 9
Not good.
picks. That's a lot of picks.
Yeah, I
though.
did have a lot.
You're still above 500, though.
Yeah, 21, 16, and 3. Yep.
So that's pretty good. But we play a game here. Sometimes when you don't have a handle on it, on the lines, you're maybe losing a little bit. John thinks it's a good idea to pick your own lines. Before you see the Vegas lines, pick your own lines. So John Morgan is my bookie, and he picks the lines for me, and I get to bet my own money on his lines. Right now, I'm on fire. I think I'm 6-1.
You're up $30.
Oh, $30, and yeah. So we're gonna play Moving the Line, where John gives me 3 different games, and I get to pick one and wager my own money on it. So what do we got this
All
week?
right, you
John?
ready? We got the Panthers playing the Cardinals. It's in Carolina, and the line is a pick.
Panthers at home against the Cardinals. The line's a pick. I still got this feeling in the back of my head that the Panthers could pull out like a big win one of these. Yeah. They could. I feel like they could absolutely beat the Cardinals.
This could definitely be one of those games.
It could. They still have a ton of talent on that team. It's not like the team went to garbage.
Do you think Ron Rivera gets fired at the end of this year?
What if they win 2 games? Yeah.
How do you not?
How do you not? But he was what, Coach of the Year?
Yeah. See, I mean, it's how fast things change.
How fast? Yeah. In this league, in the National Football League, I did Merrill Hodge for
That's an example of how these guys, I like organizations like the Steelers. They have, it's not all about the win-loss total, because it's the same coach. He's the same coach.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I don't know. I don't feel good about that pick. So what else you got?
All right, we get the Cowboys playing the Eagles. It's in Dallas. 3 points on the line in that game.
So I got to say,
Dallas favored by 3.
Yeah, Dallas favored by 3 in Dallas. I got to say, earlier I said Dak Prescott due for he's due for a shit game. I think this might be it. So I feel pretty good about that one. Eagles are hot. Eagles did good for me last week. All right, what's the third game?
Third game is Seattle playing the Saints in New Orleans, and Seattle is favored by 5 points.
Seattle. So they're 5-point road favorites.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's a lot of points to be favored by on the road. I feel like
Dad found that funny.
Myra!
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, boy. Anyways, so 5 points, a lot of points to be favored by on the road. I feel like New Orleans, there's a ton of points always in New Orleans.
Yeah,
so,
always.
Start your Saints, start your Seahawks. But I feel like they kind of keep it close and it turns into a shootout. So, I don't know. I think I might go with the Eagles at the boys. I like the Eagles to beat the boys outright in this game,
All right,
actually.
nice.
And so I'm going to go $10 on that one.
10? All right.
Give me 10 on the Eagles. I think the Eagles are pretty good. They can go in there and score a lot of points in Dallas.
I think the Eagles will play drastically different at home as opposed to on the road.
Oh, maybe so. Yeah, I probably should have looked into that, but too late. I already picked it. You give me the Eagles.
All right, so the real line in that game,
Okay.
Dallas is actually favored by 4.5 points.
Okay.
The Panthers are actually 3-point favorites over the Cardinals.
Wow, that's an interesting line,
Yeah,
isn't it?
very interesting. And the Seattle is only favored by 3.
Yeah. I figured that. I
4.5 points, though, on the Cowboys game.
Yeah, I figured that I was going to get so I lost a 1.5 there. It's the first week where I lost points, but who cares? So I'll probably lose that one, but I'm up a little bit. So there we go. We just
You have
moved
room to
the line.
lose, so,
I have
you
a little
know.
room to lose. So we moved the line there, and now we're going to talk about John Morgan.
We got the picks this week. I got 7 picks.
What do you got?
Dan's all upset. More work for Dan. I got the Bengals. They're playing the Skins. They're 3-point favorites in Cincinnati. I like Cincinnati.
Bengals in Cincinnati. Who's 3-point favorites?
Cincinnati is.
Cincinnati.
Yes.
Okay. So you're still going. So you had bad luck with Cincy, but you won on Cincy last week.
Yeah, they came back.
Okay.
They're my friend again.
Okay.
I'm going to take the ugly game tonight for rooting interest. I'm going to take Tennessee Jaguars.
Oh, my
Playing
God.
the Jaguars.
This is like
Tennessee's
taking
favored by
this
3
is like
points.
taking a London game.
So this game is ultimately going to come down to how many sacks Tennessee has. I
Okay.
think. If they can get after Bortles, they win. If not, they don't. That's how their record's been this year.
Yeah.
4 sacks, win. Less than 4 sacks, loss. So I think that trend's going to continue.
I wish I had anything to say about the game, but I don't care
Luke
about
does
it.
not
so
care
move
about it.
on.
Luke's probably not going to watch it. I'm going to take the over in the Bengals game as well. It's 48 points.
Okay.
Bengals Skins. I'm going to take the over on Seattle's team total. They're playing the Saints. Seattle's team total is 24 points.
Okay, just for Seattle to score 24. 24 is it, huh?
Yep.
I think that's a great bet. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the Raiders and the Bucks, the over on that game. It's 50 points. So it's a lot of points.
Where
but
is that game?
It's in Tampa.
Fine.
Usually games in Tampa. Jameis Winston actually puts up a lot of points. The Raiders put up points all year. So I'm going to go with the over in that game.
Raiders' shitty defense. And there's a lot of talk about Jameis Winston right now. All the fantasy guys are saying pick up Jameis Winston now.
Yep.
Super easy schedule for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So
I
if you
can
need a quarterback, maybe Jameis Winston.
I can see a lot of points this year.
Okay.
Of this game. I'm going to go with a road team. I'm going to take the Chiefs. They're favored by 3 points over the Colts. I just think the Chiefs are just a tougher football team.
They're a bad matchup for the
Yeah.
Colts, too.
I just think they're
a team
tougher
that just
football
beats you
team.
up like the Chiefs.
Colts. Dan found that really funny. There's a random person walking outside, and Dan's getting a kick out of it.
He's blind, and he walked into the pillow.
Oh my goodness! I didn't see that, and I'm happy.
All
I
right,
didn't.
so we'll cut right back in. We'll cut right back in this.
Yeah.
Ready?
So back to the Chiefs.
3, 2, 1. So the Chiefs are the kind of team that could really beat up the Colts. I
Yeah,
think.
this past week the Colts' offensive and defensive line play was surprisingly good.
Yeah.
That's the weak point of the team, but the Chiefs are a tougher football team. I don't really like taking on the road, but 3 points, going to go with them.
It's pretty solid that the Colts are soft. When you say
They
Colts are soft,
Yeah, they're a soft football team, and that the Chiefs are far from soft. And one tease. This is a 2-to-1 bet. You win twice your money. 3-team tease, but you only get 6 points instead of the usual 10, so that's why you win twice the money. I'm going to take the Packers. They're playing Atlanta. They're 3-point favorites, so they'll be getting 9 points.
Are you giving up in Atlanta?
No, I just think that they won't beat the Packers by more than 9.
Okay.
I'm going to take the Patriots. They're 6.5-point favorites, which will make them a 0.5 point favorite
How many consecutive weeks have you taken the Patriots?
every week since Brady comes back.
Every week.
Yep.
Gotcha. Nice.
And they haven't let me down yet.
Yeah. They've covered every week.
Yeah, and I'm going to take the Vikings. They're playing the Bears. They're in Chicago, and 5.5 points. I'm bound to lose this bet because I'm taking 3 teams that are on the road, which
Yeah.
is not a smart thing. But
Divisional. You hate that too.
yeah, hate it. But I don't know. The 9 points in the Packers game is, I really like it. I think there'll be a lot of points in that game as well.
All right. What else you got, Johnny? Anything else?
That's it. Those 7 bets. That's it.
All right, well, this is mercifully over. I get to dump off these two weirdos, but I just want to say we're having a public inquiry, into producer Dan, like that Jack Nicholson movie with Tom Cruise. What was that movie where they're in court? He said, "You want me on that wall? You need me on that wall."
Can't handle the
Can't handle the truth. What's the name of that movie?
Did you say
Few Good Men?
Who did you say was in it? Jack Nicholson, Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, yeah.
For some reason, my mind went to Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck?
And I'm just like, I think you got that wrong, buddy.
So I think we can all determine that we do not need Dan on that wall, and we do not want him on that wall,
No.
and we cannot handle the truth, especially.
Yeah.
But
we have Dan went overboard today.
But anyways, that's it for today. Thank you very much for listening. Lou Saban, John Morgan.
We'll be back for week 9, hopefully. Hopefully Dan will join us.
Yeah. See you later, guys.
That's it for week 9 of NFL Moving the Line. Check us out on Twitter at NFL Moving Line 24/7 from any computer in the world. Plus, search for us on iTunes and YouTube. Check out the games this week. Send us some feedback. Until next time, for Lou Saban, John Morgan, I'm Dan Marotti. We've moved the line. Be well.